Hello, my name is Ivan Richmond. I'm the author of a well-researched, high-end spirituality book about the spirituality of ethics called The Religion of Good. Sometimes people will ask me, why should I be good? My answer will surprise you because I've come to realize that having ethics is vital to everything about life that we hold dear. Stay tuned. On separate occasions, when I've presented my book, different people who had no way of knowing each other have asked me, but shouldn't we be bad sometimes? Well, this question has really stumped me because I've always believed in being a good person. I'm still not sure if I know where that comes from because these people didn't really explain it to me. All I can do is reassure you that when I say good, I do not mean anything uptight or lacking in pleasure. In other words, I'm not trying to thrust some sort of old fashioned puritanical morality on anybody. I just mean good, pure and simple. In the West, people often conflate ethics with God, specifically the concept of God as creator and lawgiver. It's like they think that if we don't owe some deity for creating the universe by obeying his rules, we're somehow off the hook for being good people. Well, I don't think that's true. Let me quote you my book to give you several reasons to be good. I could discuss how all actions are bound by cause and effect. I could entreat you to care about humanity. I could ask you to meditate on the preciousness of your own consciousness, and from there to realize that all other consciousnesses are equally precious. We're all interdependent. We rely on the roads paved by others, the tools made by others, and our relationships with others to mutually survive. We have to get along with each other. The Religion of Good, page 4. Here is something critical to understand. When you die, you cannot take anything with you that you did only for yourself. Not your money, not your house, not your car, not some trophy wife, not your toys, not any of your things, not even your happiest memories. Nothing you do for yourself ultimately matters. None of it actually has any meaning beyond your own experience, which will die with you. If you spent your whole life only attending to your own happiness and nobody else's on your deathbed, you'll realize that your life has been for naught. You didn't actually accomplish anything with the gift of life. You squandered it because you could have made the world a better place and you didn't. You'll come to realize that you failed at life, and that, my friends, is hell. But being good gives your life meaning. Now, I want to explain something very critical here. I do not consider the word selflessness to be the opposite of selfishness. I've coined the word allish instead to mean the true opposite of selfish. To be selfish means to only care about yourself. To be allish means to care about everyone, yourself included. To understand, let's go deeper. I'm part of your cosmos, right? If I look at you, you're part of mine. You see? What I've just shown is that we're both part of the cosmos, not separate from it. We grow out of that ocean, the cosmic ocean. We crest, and finally we crash back into it. So, you can't cut yourself out of the picture by being selfless. To me, that's almost as bad as being selfish. You mean nothing without context, and context means nothing without you. Both selfishness and selflessness are ultimately nihilistic because both separate yourself from the context in which you exist. To be good and whole is to be allish. I think this also implies that there's such a thing as too much money. If I have a nice big house and a summer home to boot, college funds for all of my children, cars for me, for my spouse, for each and every child over 16, and an SUV to boot for vacations, that's probably fine, I think. Greed is when one continues to collect money in order to have power. Power to put themselves above their fellow human beings. And when we also take so much for ourselves that others don't have enough, then we are edging pretty quickly into badness, into lack of ethics. In other words, we must be careful. Too much money can make us selfish, and that causes us to spiral down spiritually rather than to spiral up. I want to make one final point as well. There is this one time when this woman came to the Wicca class that I co-teach with my spiritual mentor and initiating high priestess, Valerie. And what we do is, although we don't charge money personally for the class, because that goes against our Wiccan principles, we do require our students to perform community service as a way of paying it forward, you see. And it's a way of teaching people to connect with something larger than themselves, with connecting with the community. Now, this one woman had a lot of money, and she asked, well, can I just give a lot to charity? Tell me how much to make the check out for. We said, no, you can't do that. That's not good enough. You can't buy your way out. Charity's good. Give to charity if you have money. Absolutely. You know, people need that charity, but you can't buy yourself out, you know, because you're not really connecting. It's a cheat. You know, working in a soup kitchen actually causes you to connect with the other, with those people that you don't want to look at, you don't want to face, who are homeless, you know, and destitute, and they need that food. And it's tragic and terrible. And seeing them and actually serving them actually connects you with others and makes you a better person. In conclusion, I believe that being good has something very strongly to do with connecting to a world greater than yourself, with serving the whole world, yourself included. Now, I believe that goodness itself is an ineffable mystery, so that's just one touch point on it. And I have a lot more in the book, but for now, that is my brief answer to the question, why should we be good? Tell me what you think in the comments. If you've enjoyed my videos, please like, subscribe, and share. It really does help the YouTube algorithm. If you've read my book, I would really appreciate reviews on Amazon as well, because that really helps the Amazon algorithm. You really will lead a better life, in my opinion, if you're good. So, until next time, be good, everyone.